humbled. In desperation, Satyabhama rushed to Rukmini's private chambers and requested for help. Rukmini plucked a single leaf of tulsi, sacred basil, and went to the weighing scales. Praying to Krishna, Rukmini placed a single tulsi leaf on all the piled up wealth. The plate on which Krishna sat flew up and remained underbalanced. "Try removing your riches, Satyabhama," Krishna said smilingly. Satyabhama removed all her riches until nothing but the single tulsi leaf sat on the plate. Yet it weighed more than Krishna. "You gave all your riches to me, but there was no devotion in that offering. But Rukmini offered me a tulsi leaf with utmost love and devotion," said Krishna, and he left with his wives. Satyabhama was humbled. With tears in her eyes, she said to Narad, "Thank you for teaching me this lesson today. I will never underestimate the power of devotion and love towards Lord Krishna." Narad smiled and left Dwarka, chanting Lord Krishna's name. Krishna and Sudama. Krishna and Sudama were childhood friends. While Lord Krishna ruled Dwarka, Sudama led a life of poverty. One day his wife could not bear to see the children hungry and said, "Can't you ask Lord Krishna for help?" Sudama agreed but decided that he would not ask Krishna for anything. Then Sudama's wife borrowed some puffed rice from a neighbor and gave it to Sudama as a gift for Krishna. When Sudama came to Dwarka, Krishna was overjoyed. Then he saw his pouch and snatched it from his hand. "Puffed rice, my favorite dish," said Krishna, and he ate a handful of rice greedily. Before he could take a second handful, Rukmini stopped him, saying, "One mouthful will give him all that he needs, my lord." The next morning, Sudama left Dwarka. As he approached his house, he saw a grand mansion. His wife and children came out wearing jewels and fine clothes. He thanked Lord Krishna with tears in his eyes. Lord Krishna's first cousins. Lord Krishna is well known for his epic association with the Pandavas. They were 5 brothers born to King Pandu of Hastinapur, and his 2 queens, Kunti and Madri. Yudhishthir, Bhim and Arjun were Kunti's son. Nakul and Sahadev were Madri's sons. Krishna's father, Vasudev, was Kunti's brother, so the Pandavas were his first cousin. Before her wedding to King Pandu, Kunti had a boon for sage Durvasa that she could chant a mantra and she would be blessed with a son. Out of curiosity, Kunti chanted the mantra, remembering the sun god. He blessed her with a son, Karna. Frightened to have a child before her marriage, Kunti put Karna in a basket and left it in river Ganges. Adhirat, a charioteer, raised Karna. King Pandu's elder brother was Dhritarashtra. He was wise but blind. Gandhari was his loyal wife, who had blindfolded her eyes intentionally. She chose not to see the world which her husband could not see. Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. Dhritarashtra was made the king of Hastinapur when Pandu went into exile with his wives. King Dhritarashtra and Queen Gandhari had 100 sons. Duryodhan was the eldest of them. They were known as the Kauravas. Yudhishthir and his 4 brothers were made the rulers of Indraprastha under the sovereignty of King Dhritarashtra after Pandu's death. Duryodhan was always jealous of his Pandava cousins under the evil influence of his maternal uncle Shakuni. Shakuni was Gandhari's elder brother. He hated the Kauravas, though he pretended to be their well-wisher. Before her marriage to Dhritarashtra, Gandhari's birth chart showed that her first husband would die. So, her father, King Subala, and her 100 brothers got her married to a goat. And then they killed the goat. This was a secret known only to the Gandhara family. A few years later, Dhritarashtra learned this secret and he imprisoned the king Subala and his 100 sons. The Gandhara family. Every day, Dhritarashtra gave only a handful of rice to each of the imprisoned Gandhara family. As the days passed, they started dying of hunger one by one. One day, King Subala said to his sons, "This is not how the Gandhara family is going to end. Every one of us will sacrifice a share of a handful of rice and hand it over to one person. That person will become strong and be responsible for the downfall of Dhritarashtra and the Kauravas." Shakuni was King Subala's youngest and wittiest son. So, the Gandhara family started offering their food to him. When King Subala realized he had no more energy to survive, he called Dhritarashtra and requested, "Please be considerate to Shukuni and allow him to be free. I promise that he will always be like a guardian to your children. Meanwhile, Dhritarashtra had 100 sons and a daughter named Dushala. He agreed to his father-in-law's request.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.